Okay, here is the calculator version for number 7. What I went through in the last video was how to do this by hand. So in order to do it in your calculator, you need some sort of graphing calculator, like a TI-83, 84, 86, something like that, or higher. Okay, so in problem number 7 and 6, you had this list of number of hours that nurses had worked in this sample, okay? And there were 24 nurses in this sample, okay? So in order to do this in the calculator, we're going to use something we used a few times in class, and it should look relatively similar to the way my calculator is. So you're going to need your list of X values, either from the sheet or if you wrote them down separately, but you are going to need these. Okay, I just wrote a few so you remember where the numbers were coming from. Okay, and so what you're going to do is go to Stat. Oops, make sure your calculator's on. Stat. Okay, and then you're going to hit Enter on Edit. Okay, and then you're going to clear. Remember, go all the way up to the top and clear out your lists. Clear. Okay, and then you're going to start entering your numbers. I already have them in list 2, as you can see, but you're going to start entering your numbers. So 40, enter, 40, enter, 35, enter. Remember, these are coming from here, from the problem number 7 and 6. 48, enter, and so forth. Okay, so you type in all 24. Okay, I'm not going to continue there because I already have them typed in list 2. But after you're done entering them, because there are so many numbers, you want to make sure you have them all. So I would go through and double check your numbers just to be sure, otherwise your answer is completely off. And when you're doing it in the calculator, if you don't have any work to show, then I have no idea like where your mistake was. So you want to be really careful that you're accurate. Okay, one way to start checking is to make sure that this number 24 matches your N. So in this case, we know that we had 24 numbers in our sample. So I know I at least have the number of numbers correct. And then I went through and double checked my numbers a couple times just to make sure I had them all correct in there. Okay. Okay, so once your numbers are in your list correctly, make sure you know what list it was. So mine was list 2. You might enter yours in list 1. As you can see, my calculator is old and has a line through it. So that's why I'm not using list 1. So then we go back to Stat. And then instead of in the first column, we're going to scroll over to Calc. And again, yours might look different the way it pops up, but I'm going to hit Enter on the first one var stats. And that's going to display it on my main screen. Now yours, if you have an 84, might pop up in a screen that lets you enter which list you type it in. So just make sure you're telling your calculator what list you're doing your stats on. So mine was in list 2. So I'm going to push second 2 because that's where list 2 is. And that puts it there, and I'm going to hit enter. Okay, and so then see how then it gives me the mean. Okay, so you can actually backtrack and double check that your mean was correct. So X bar was 37.42 approximately, or 37.4 from number 6. Okay, and then for the calculator, it's a little backwards. In order to get the variance, we're actually going to go backwards to get the variance. So the calculator gives us the standard deviation. So you should be able to see where it says S and then X. That's our standard deviation for the sample. The S is approximately, oops, you see it's 5.37 approximately, or 356. I think I'll do that because that was closer to what we did by hand. Okay, so approximately 3.56. And this time, because the calculator is outputting the standard deviation but not telling us directly what the variance is, to get the variance, we're just going to square this number to get the standard deviation. Okay, so we're going to take...
Hi, Professor. So what about the one that's due tomorrow? Because the test 4 is due tomorrow.